At the wedding rehearsal, my girlfriend whispered, "Don't act poor today," so the planner announced my trust funded. Light every candle, pour the champagne, and keep the receipts ready because this rehearsal is about to become the richest revenge the world has ever seen. Here we go. The Breakers, Newport, Rhode Island. August 14th for 57 p.m. Rehearsal dinner on the Great Hall Terrace overlooking the Atlantic. 120 guests in pastel linen, the lawn covered in white roses. String quartet playing Vivaldi. The air thick with salt and old money. I'm Dr. Alexander Alex Harper, 29, second-year resident in emergency medicine at Mass General. In the rented navy suit my mom bought me for my brother's bar mitzvah still fits, barely. My girlfriend of 2 years, Chloe Vanderbilt, 27, social media influencer, translation daughter of a senator who posts sponsored content for $50K a post. Isn't custom Oscar dealer Enta. Looking like she owns the ocean. We're standing at the mock altar, practicing vows with the officiant. The planner, Elena Vasquez, the same legendary one from previous stories. Destiny has a sense of humor. Is directing traffic with her clipboard like a general. Everything is perfect. Then Chloe leans in during the "You Make Us the Bride" practice. Lips brushing my ear, voice low but perfectly audible to the 3 bridesmaids and the best man behind us. Try not to act so poor today, Alex. These are real people with real money. Just smile and let me do the talking. Act poor. The words hit me like a cold blue in the air. Because she's been saying versions of it since the day we met at a charity gala, the one where she thought I was the valet because my suit wasn't bespoke. I've been swallowing it for 2 years. Your car is so cute for a resident. My friends have their own jets, Alex. You're sweet, but you'll never fit in my world. I feel every eye flick to me. The bridesmaids freeze. Elena's clipboard lowers a millimeter. My mom in the front row, who sold her engagement ring to pay for my med school, actually gasps. And something inside me that has been bleeding slowly for 730 days finally flatlines. I smile. Not the good boyfriend smile. The one I use right before I call time of death. I turn to Elena. Change of plans for tomorrow. She raises one perfect eyebrow. I lean in, whisper so only she can hear. Show them the trust fund. She smiles slow, dangerous, delighted. Consider it done, doctor. Then I turn back to Chloe. Kiss like nothing happened. See you at the altar, darling. She relaxes. Big mistake. The Breakers, bridal suite, wedding morning, 7:03 a.m. I wake up alone as tradition, no bad luck. Sunlight pouring through the French doors. The ocean glittering like it's excited for what's coming. My phone is a war zone. The rehearsal whisper video filmed by my best man is at 412 million views. # poor trends worldwide. Chloe's Instagram is deleted. Her father, the senator, called my mom crying at 3 a.m. I don't answer any of it. I call Elena. She answers on the first ring. It's time. She laughs low, delighted. Give me 20 minutes. 8:17 a.m. The bridal suite. Elena arrives with her team in a garment bag. Inside a second suit, not the rented navy tux. Custom Tom Ford midnight blue. Hand stitch, the one I secretly ordered 3 months ago with my own money, the money from the trust fund Chloe thinks I don't have. She unzips it. This one is for the man who belongs everywhere. I change. The mirror shows a groom who looks like legacy. My hair is perfect. Cufflinks meteorite, the same as the ring from the airport story. Because legends share symbols. Elena hands me a single black orb. Your something new is power. Your something old is the truth. Your something borrowed is my silence until now. Your something blue is the ocean you're about to own. She presses play on her tablet. Security footage from the resort, every camera, every angle. Time stamped it over the last year. Chloe with 3 different men in 3 different cities, all paid with my credit card that she borrowed. One is a yacht captain in Miami. One is a ski instructor in Aspen. One is at Grayson, her ex from the Met Gala story Small Vicious World. Every clip ends with Chloe whispering to them. He's just a broke doctor. After the wedding I'll have access to the Vanderbilt accounts and leave him quiet. Elena smiles. The big screen in the ceremony hall is ready. Your call, doctor. I look at the midnight blue suit. At the orchid. At the man in the mirror who finally recognizes himself. Play it. 10:57 and the ceremony hall. 120 guests seated. String quartet playing. Chloe at the altar in her Vera Wang. Veiled down, looking nervous but triumphant. Her bridesmaids shifting. My groomsmen are residents, all loyal in matching navy, faces like stone. The music swells. Everyone stands. I appear at the end of the aisle. In midnight blue. Not navy rented. Gasps ripple like wind through the roses. Chloe's veil trembles. I walk the aisle slow. Every step deliberate. The quartet recovers and switches to Bad Guy by Billie Eilish. Elena's doing. Guests start laughing, then cheering. When I reach the altar, I don't stop at my mark. I walk straight to the officiant's microphone. Elena nods from the side. The big screen lights up. The footage begins. Every affair. Every hotel. Every time Chloe whispered to another man the same words she whispered to me last night. The hall is silent except for gasps. Grayson in the third row, guest of the bride, stands up screaming. Turn it off, it's edited. I look at him. It's time-stamped, darling. And in 4K. Chloe tries to grab the remote. My best man intercepts, pins her arm like he's restraining a patient. The final clip: Chloe last night. Drunk in the bar with her bridesmaids. He thinks the ring means forever. After the wedding I'll have him sign the post and up and keep the boring doctor quiet while I keep the fun ones loud. The hall turns on her. Her father stands. Chloe Vanderbilt, out of my name. Security appears. Chloe is dragged away screaming my name. Veil ripping on the orchid arch. The guests start applauding, slow, then thunderous. I take the microphone. Thank you all for coming to what was supposed to be my wedding. Turns out it's my freedom party. The bar is open. The band is playing. The bride is no longer on the guest list. The quartet drops single ladies. Every man in the hall puts a ring hand up in solidarity. Then the real surprise walks in. Dr. Valentina Rossi, yes, the same Valentina from the fashion stories. Destiny has a sense of humor. She's in linen white, holding a single black orchid. She walks the aisle I just walked. Stops in front of me. The entire hall holds its breath. She drops to one knee on the altar where Chloe just stood. Alexander Harper. I waited 15 years for you to be free of the wrong woman. I'm done waiting. Marry me. Right here. Right now. With the whole world watching from the sky. She opens a box. Inside a ring made of rare blue diamond and platinum shaped like a stethoscope. The hall loses its mind. I don't make her wait. I drop to my knees with her on the altar. Yes. 1,000 shifts, 1,000 codes, 1,000 times yes. We kiss while the string quartet plays at last, and the entire wedding party throws rice like confetti. The video filmed by 47 phones and the resort drone breaks every record. Rehearsal revenge wedding trends for 21 days straight. Chloe watches it from a budget motel in Providence, ringless, jobless, nameless. And the man she told to act poor becomes the groom the entire world celebrates. Napa Valley, Langford Vineyards, now officially Moreau Vineyards. 3 months after Thanksgiving. The boardroom is all glass and oak, overlooking rows of vines heavy with Cabernet grapes. Him in a white silk suit, hair in a low chignon. The new chairman's chair feels like it was carved for me. The bored 12 old men who once patted my head at Christmas parties now stand when I enter. I take my seat at the head. The first item on the agenda: Ethan's removal. Unanimous. The second, my compensation package. $42 million signing bonus. Equity that makes me majority owner. Naming rights to the flagship vintage Valentina's legacy. They applaud like I just saved the company because I did. After the meeting, I walk the vines alone. The sun is setting, turning the leaves gold and crimson. Then I see him. Luke and Moreau. 38 French Italian vintner, the man who consulted on our sustainability program 3 years ago and disappeared when Ethan threatened to fire him for flirting with my wife. He's leaning against a vine post holding a single grape. He looks up. Valentina. I saw the video. I've waited 3 years for you to be free. I'm done waiting. He walks to me. Drops to one knee in the dirt between the vines. Pulls out a ring. A single rare black dime and set in rose gold, shaped like a grape leaf. I loved you the day you tasted my experimental blend and said it tasted like freedom. Marry me. Not to own you. To grow with you. The vineyard workers who've been watching from the row start applauding. Throwing grapes like confetti. I don't make him wait. I kneel with him in the dirt. Yes. 1,000 vintages, 1,000 bottles, 1,000 times yes. We kiss while the sun sets over the vines that are now mine. The video filmed by a worker hits 900 million views. Vineyard proposal trends for 23 days straight. Ethan watches it from his new apartment in Sacramento. Working as a sommelier at a chain restaurant. He sends one text. Congrats. I don't reply. I just change his contact to Vintage Regret. And block forever. And if this story is making you feel seen, making you cry, making you believe in second harvests, hit that subscribe button now. Turn on the bell and join the family that knows you're never temporary. Because every week we tell another story of a woman who refused to be less. You don't want to miss the next one. Amen. See you in the next chapter, loves. Napa Valley, were Eards 1 year after the Thanksgiving that ended a marriage. The vines are heavy with harvest. The air thick with the scent of fermenting grapes and new beginnings. The wedding is not in a church. It is in the vineyard itself. Rows of vines form the aisle. The altar is a barrel from the 1945 vintage my grandfather saved. Guests sit on hay bales draped in white linen. I walk the aisle barefoot in a gown made of white silk and grape leaf lace designed by Valentina Rossi, of course. Luca waits in black linen, barefoot like me, holding a single black diamond ring. The officiant is my grandmother Rosa, who got ordained online for this. Our vows are spoken in English, Italian, and Spanish. Luca. I waited 3 years for the woman who turned a family dinner into a revolution. Marry me, and let's spend every harvest proving the world drawn together. Me. I was told I was temporary. You taught me forever tastes like the first sip of a perfect vintage. Yes, 1,000 barrels, 1,000 sunsets, 1,000 times yes. We kiss as the sun sets behind the vines. The guests throw grape must instead of rice. The party lasts until dawn. The video filmed by drones flying over the vines hits 1.2 billion views. Vineyard vows trends for 28 days straight. 2 years later, the gates of the Langford estate now are vineyards. The foundation has launched more opediate courage for kids with chronic illnesses who need to learn no as a complete sentence. The gates are new wrought iron with my initials in gold. At 4:47 am, security calls. Dr. Moreau. There's a man at the gate. He's on his knees. He won't leave. I walk out in my robe. Nothing is there. 41 thin, wearing a cheap suit. Knees in the gravel, holding a single bottle of wine, our 2018 vintage. The one he tried to sell off to pay debts. He looks up. Vala. I know I have no right. I saw the foundation launch. I sold my last asset. $7,000 from my car. It's in this envelope. For the kids. I don't want anything. I just want them to have what I took from you. He holds out the envelope. I take it. Open it. Inside $7,000 cash and a letter. I read one line. I was temporary. You were always the vintage. I look at him for a long time. Then I kneel in the gravel with him. I take his hand. Stand up, Ethan. He does, shaking. I hand the envelope to security. Deposit this into the foundation. Anonymous donor. Then I look at Ethan. You don't get to kneel anymore. You get to volunteer at the foundation every harvest. That's your penance. That's your redemption. He cries so hard he can't speak. I walk away. The gate's close. Napa Valley, we're over vineyards 5 years after the Thanksgiving that changed everything. The vines are in full bloom, the air thick with the promise of a record harvest. I'm 40, hair with the first silver threads. In a white linen rest that flows like the wind through the grapes. Luca is beside me, 42, still the man who makes my heart skip like the first sip of a perfect vintage. We're in the private villa overlooking the valley. The one I built with the first profits after taking over. The bedroom is open to the terrace. Moonlight spilling in like liquid silver. I'm in labor. Our first child. Luca holds my hand, counting contractions like he's counting beats in a symphony. The midwife, the best in California. Flown in by helicopter smiles. It's time. The birth is fast, fierce, perfect. A girl. 8 pounds to ounces. Crying like she already knows the world is hers. We named her Vittoria Rosamur Ovalwa. Vittoria for victory. Rosa for my grandmother who taught me to never be temporary. Luca cries harder than I do. He wraps her in a tiny blanket embroidered with gray pleaves. Then he whispers to her. Welcome to the world, little one. Your mother turned a whisper into an empire. You get to grow up knowing you belong everywhere. 2 years later, the Harvest Festival. The foundation has grown more pediatric courage, now funds to 100 children a year with life-threatening illnesses to experience harvest. To crush grapes with their feet, to feel alive. The festival is on the lawn. Hundreds of kids, families, doctors. Ethan is there. Volunteering as promised. He's sober, quiet, working the grape crushing station with the kids. He's good with them. Gentle. A little boy with leukemia asks him to lift him into the barrel. Ethan does, careful, like he's handling glass. The boy laughs. Ethan smiles, real, broken, healing. I watch from the terrace. Luca's arm around me. Vittoria on his hip, pointing at the balloons. I don't go down. I don't need to. Some healing happens in silence. Napa Valley, we're over vineyards 30 years after the Thanksgiving whisper that started everything. The vines are ancient now, gnarled and beautiful. Producing the greatest vintage in California history. I'm 65, hair silver as moonlight on grapes. Still walking the rows every morning in my white linen resin boots. Luca is beside me, 67. Hand in mine, I still the same ones that caught me when I fell from the wrong life. Our children, Vittoria 30, Winniemaker. Her first vintage just won James Suckling 100 points and Matteo 28. Pediatric neurosurgeon at ARCS. My successor, walk behind us with their own families. The estate is no longer a house. It is a kingdom of healing. The Valentina Langford Pediatric Center covers 500 acres hospital. School vineyard therapy for kids with chronic illnesses. Every harvest, children who were told they'd never walk crush grapes with their feet. Every vintage, the flagship bottle temporary no more sells out in minutes. All proceeds to the foundation. Tonight is the 30-year anniversary gala. The lawn is filled with 20,000 people. Every child we ever saved, now adults. Parents, grandparents, every doctor we ever trained. Every family who ever said amen when medicine said impossible. A single altar stands where the Thanksgiving table once was. And at the original carving knife from that night, now gold-plated, engraved. For every woman who was told she was temporary. You were always the vintage. Vittoria steps to the microphone. 30 years ago my mother was told she was temporary at her own family dinner. Tonight the entire world celebrates the woman who became the reason millions of children still have tomorrows. Mama. The stage is yours one last time. She steps aside. I walk forward slow with Luca's arm in mine. The crowd rises. I do not speak long. My voice is soft, but the microphones carry it to every corner of the planet because the gala is live-streamed to every hospital in the network. 30 years ago a man said I was temporary. Tonight 20,000 miracles stand here because I became permanent in the best way. By choosing myself. By choosing love that grows instead of destroys. By choosing children who needed someone to believe they mattered. This vineyard is not mine. It is theirs. and it will never end. Because love, when it refuses to be silenced, becomes the loudest heartbeat the world has ever known. Amen. 20,000 voices answer. Amen. Then the final miracle. A man walks slowly from the back leaning on a cane. Ethan, 68, alone, wearing a simple linen shirt, eyes down. He stops at the altar, looks at me, bows deep, complete, then places a single bottle of wine on the altar, our 2018 vintage, the one he once tried to sell. He speaks, voice breaking. I came to say amen, and to thank the woman who taught me too late what belonging really means. He turns and walks away into the sunset. No cameras follow. Some endings are private. The crowd lights 20,000 candles. The sunrise becomes a sea of fire and light. And the woman who was once told she was temporary, he becomes the vintage the entire world raises a glass to forever.